Peter, what's your summary after tonight's game?
Obviously really disappointed with the result, the manner in which we played, but when we have to make the changes that we have to make, putting the young lads on, I thought there was a couple of young players there tonight that didn't do themselves justice. Well, the team as a whole didn't do themselves justice, but I think the changes affect the team, and we come up against a very good side in East Kilbride, which we know from last season, and we've seen they've in their time they've thrown up a few good results against higher opposition, and they've done that again tonight. We made mistakes, yes, but I thought they dominated everything they did. The way they passed, they moved. Thought they were very good. I thought we let ourselves down, but on the other side of that, I think because of we had a trialist on tonight, because of the bodies, we lose Reece Lyon, who was a big player for us, just with a bit of fluid on his knee, so he couldn't be involved tonight. I said on Saturday, I don't like this cup, and it takes a little bit of a toll on the players. If we had performed a bit better tonight, we probably would have been able to make more changes to get the younger players on, because it is a development cup for the B sides, but it took a little bit too much out of our players tonight, and we'll see how they are coming after a really tough game on Saturday, tough game tonight, which I've got to say well done to East Kilbride. Passed the ball really well and moved it, and they were really up for it, and we let ourselves down.
They looked sharp and hungry, probably looked a bit more hungry than Queen's tonight.
Yeah, okay, but I just think that they kept getting in down our left side all game, and with that we had a trialist at left back and young Niall at left centre back. Could have give them a little bit more protection if there's older players in front of them or more experienced players. For Niall, because Niall's one that we're looking at trying to develop. He'll probably play a little bit more of a part because now Jack Hanna's injured, but this will be a good learning curve for him to know where he needs to be with Niall. But even our midfielders, the way East Kilbride press, the way they pass, they do really well. They'll throw up a good few results because they're a good side.
It certainly looked even stronger than they were this time last year, East Kilbride. They've obviously strengthened. Well,
they will have. They've come up a division. They brought in a lot of players. They were saying they had 8 players injured today, and out of those 8 players, there's players that have played in League 1 and League 2. So, they've got nice finances behind them. But, from our point of view, we're a full-time side in League 1, and we should have been a lot better.
Focus now turns to Peterhead, of course, and probably, I know every game's important, but this one will be more important than tonight.
Yeah, my focus was on Peterhead even before today. The league is the main thing we're looking at. Obviously, like I said on Saturday in my previous interview, this is quite a lucrative cup to get through the rounds, with the 6 games, but it's quite taxing as well with a really small squad. So we need to, I think it showed that we probably do need a bit of strengthening, another few bodies in. Whether that's the case, I have to have a couple of conversations with it after the change that's been the last couple of weeks. So Peterhead's our main focus. We hopefully have everybody available. We had to take Curtis Guthrie off the second half, which we didn't really want to, but he's felt his groin. So those little tweaks and niggles are mounting. So we need to be able to look after the players. So we'll see where we are on Thursday when everybody's back in. And hopefully we have the more players available to us.
Peterhead, a bit of an unknown, obviously being promoted as well, so they'll be looking to the momentum, but a bit of an unknown side to us this year.
They're a bit unknown to the players, I think, but you kept an eye on them. They won the league last year, and they're really strong, got good forward-going players and good defenders. So it'll be tough. They'll come to us. They like to play a bit of football as well. They can mix it up. They're quite physical, so we need to make sure that we're prepared and available. And the players that are available, they go out and acquit themselves really well. I think the players feel like they've let themselves down here tonight. Saturday when we look back and did a review on it, the goals that we conceded, good goals. Tonight, we could have done so much more about those, the goals that went in, and that's the real disappointing thing.
Bit of a point to prove on Saturday then to themselves.
that's it, to themselves, to the staff, to the fans. But I think that's where a bit of pride, comes in. But players are good enough. It's just whether they let little small things affect them. And that's probably been the last 2 games. But again, tonight, with the changes that we make, 5 changes, there's going to be a bit of a difference in the way we play. And as I said, that left side was a bit open and a bit inexperienced, I would have said. And all credit to East Kilbride, they took advantage of that.